are you somebody that procrastinates? Do you think that you can get everything done at the last minute and you're the type of person that actually gives you a rush? Well, what you might not know is what's happening are a lot of trapped emotions from your procrastination. And that's what we're talking about today. We have a viewer. She was going to be live, but she got called away. She's in Arkansas, so Helena's going to be working on her. But Helena and I are both emotion code practitioners trained by Dr. Bradley Nelson, and that's his new book. It just came out in May, so we are delighted about that. I'm just going to actually make sure that we're good on.
We are good.
We're good. Okay, excellent. All right.
Good.
We're good. All right. So procrastination, why do people do it? What do they get from doing it other than, as I said, maybe that high from those final few minutes where they get things done and then they can check it off their list? But actually, you are causing a lot of stress in your body when you are procrastinating because you're beating yourself up, you're telling yourself stories, and then the stress of, oh my goodness, I've got to get this done, but now I've got 10 things I have to do and I haven't got them done. So Helena is going to be doing a session today on Michelle, who is an entrepreneur, not untypical. She's one of us. She is an emotion code practitioner. Helena and I are the emotion code divas, but we do acknowledge there are other divas out there, but this is the emotion code diva show. So Helena and I are both certified as emotion code practitioners. In my toolkit, I also have Reiki. I do animal Reiki as well, and I also help people find out what their sacred gifts are. Now, Helena has some different things in her toolkit, not dissimilar to what our viewer is working through as well. So Helena, why don't you go and let our viewers know what you do, and I'm just going to check our page here.
Sure. So I'm Helena Jehnichen, and I am a certified emotion code practitioner as well as a certified clinical hypnotherapist. And our viewer today, our client today, our volunteer today is also studying to become a hypnotherapist. So congratulations. And so she is got a regular job. She works in retail, and she's looking to make that transition into the self-employment world, where she can become an emotion code practitioner, charge for her services, finish up her hypnotherapy training, so she can also start providing hypnotherapy sessions for clients. She's feeling like she's on a hamster wheel because she's still working in retail, got lots of things going on. And interestingly enough, she's also got some pain in her right knee and in also her right shoulder. So she's had some surgery in her right knee. And Dana, we were talking before the show, mentioning how that in energy medicine, it's commonly referred to, any knee pain is often a fear of moving forward. So
right, and if you watched our last week's show was on chronic pain, and so if you want to find out a little bit more about that, again, it's trapped emotions, right? Dr. Brad says that the trapped emotions can be the size of a lemon or to the size of a cantaloupe, and in this case, where you're getting repeated surgeries and it's all down the right side, I would think that emotion code would help a great deal for that. And also when your knees are hurting, it's resistance to change and also not being very flexible. And another factor that plays in with the knees is that fear of getting older. So Michelle says she's 54 years young, so this is good. Good healthy concept there about moving on. So what we're going to do in today's show is Helena is going to actually do the session, and we already have our first key, which is permission from Michelle. Helena today is going to be the proxy, so that's the second key that we look at. Oh, and her severity. So Helena, she said her severity is 10 on the chronic pain, but she didn't really say what it is for the entrepreneurship, but she used words like, I'm afraid, I'm scared, I'm creatively insecure. So I suspect it's probably a 10, but you can check on that.
Mhm.
And so why don't you just go ahead and jump in, and you can show people how you do your muscle testing. Yeah.
That's a yes and that's a no. So as I'm her proxy, I can ask her subconscious mind direct questions because she's giving me permission. So I'm just checking. Am I Helena? Yes. So I just want to become
Michelle?
Michelle. Good. There's Michelle. And so I'm just checking that I'm Michelle in Arkansas, that I'm 54 years old. Yes, I am. And so that's a yes. And so I'm just checking to see if I have any negative trapped emotions that are preventing me from moving forward with my becoming a self-employed entrepreneur. Yes, I
And
do.
why don't you check the severity, and we'll just see what comes up for
Yeah.
that.
So out of 1 to 10, how severe is my procrastination taking that step into becoming a self-employed entrepreneur? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? It's an 8, Dana. It's a
All right.
level 8. So my intention is to lower that number so she can feel more comfortable about stepping into the role that she wants to become, which is that entrepreneur. So I'm just checking to make sure I'm hydrated. I am hydrated. I've been drinking water. That's one of our other keys. And I've got my emotion code chart right here. Jana, would you like to explain the emotion code chart? And I'm going to start working
Great. Excellent.
on
All right.
Michelle.
So there's all sorts of different charts, but they all contain the same information. Dr. Brad has narrowed down hundreds of emotions, and we now have 60 emotions. So Helena is going to be asking, is the trapped emotion in column A or is in column B? And then we're going to go down and even ask, is it even or odd row? So that what we'll end up with is a cell of 5 emotions, and then we go through each one. And what we're looking for is it a yes or a no to that emotion? And also we're asking the questions, does it belong to Michelle or is it inherited? So if it belongs to Michelle, then what Helena is doing there is showing you she's demagnetizing. So we use magnets. So when the emotion comes up, we're working from the governing meridian, which is just above the lip, and we're just demagnetizing, and we do 3 swipes over our head. If it's inherited, then we do 10. And we always just check in and ask that question, did I release that emotion? And for me, this is my muscle testing. That's a yes, and that's a no. So Helena, do you want to just tell me where you can, yeah, let me know what column you're in and row, and I'll do a
Sure.
little bit on that.
Sure. So I've identified, released, trapped and hidden, scared, fear, and creative insecurity. And now I've just asked about absorbed emotions. So I come to column B, row 6, and
Okay.
I found some shock that was absorbed from her father. So I'm going to just release that. Yes, I can release that.
Okay, so Helena asked the question, is it pride? Is it shame? Is it shock? Is it unworthy or worthless? And the trapped emotion that came up was shame, Helena?
Shock.
Shock, okay, was shock. And so now
Yeah.
Helena has released it.
Yeah. And so do I have any more trapped emotions? No. Do I have any hidden emotions? Yes, I have more hidden emotions. A, B, column B, odd, even, 2, 4, 6, 6. I have some more hidden pride. I have pride, hidden shame,
Okay.
hidden pride.
Okay, so even though we go back to the same column, what you have to remember is that you have hundreds of trapped emotions in your body. And until something is released, whether it's emotion code or any type of work you're doing, that's going to get triggered over and over and over. And so you can have that same emotion needed to be released many times, and also it could be inherited.
I'm going to suggest that because I just released that hidden pride, and it was almost like my whole body just went kind of limp because remember, I'm energetically her. I think that she needs some help. I think she actually needs some ask for help. I know as I was an entrepreneur, I am an entrepreneur, and I needed help. And I know Dana, you coached me getting started in my business, and I needed that help. I needed that weekly check-in with a coach to make sure I was on track and getting things done instead of just relying on me. And then all of a sudden the week was gone and I hadn't completed anything I said I wanted to complete. So Michelle, that hidden pride, everything's okay. I'm going to suggest that you go seek someone to help you guide you through this process into becoming an entrepreneur. That feels better. Any more hidden? No. How about any prenatal? No. Any inherited? Yes, there's inherited emotions that are causing my procrastination stepping forward into being an entrepreneur. A, odd, 1, 3, 5, 5, blaming, dread, fear, horror, peeved. Inherited peeved from my mother, from my father, inherited peeved. Can I release it? Yes. I'm going to release it. 10 swipes.
Okay. So I'm just, in this new book that Dr. Brad has done, which came out in May, he's got a glossary in it. It used to be that the certified practitioners were the only one that had access to the glossary, but I'm just going to read that one about peeved. So what it says here, he defines it as irritated, annoyed, exasperated, irked, aggravated, and ticked off. So any of those feelings that you have, was that one inherited, Helena, the peeved?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So inherited. So what we're doing when it's inherited, whether it's inherited from the mother or the father or other generations from there, we're releasing it from them, whether they're alive or wherever they are in the universe. We release it from them, and we also release it from Michelle. And if Michelle had any children, we could also release that from her, from the children as well. So we've just released the trapped emotion of peeved.
Yep. And now I just found what we call a psychic trauma. So those are two emotions trapped at the same time. And I found the emotion of rejection and unworthy. So I've just released rejection, unworthy, that were trapped at the same time. Did I release those? Yes, I did. So are there any other trapped emotions, any hidden emotions, prenatal emotions, inherited emotions, psychic traumas? Is there a vibrational resonance? A, odd. It's causing my procrastination. A, odd, 1, 3, 5, 5. Blaming, dread.
Ah, right in there. So blaming, dread, fear, horror, and peeved. Right there.
Did I release that? Yes, I released dread. So that psychic resonance is an emotion of dread that sort of filters throughout her entire life. I know that one of the things I dreaded was the actual the actual tracking of the money that was going to have to come in. It's a part of entrepreneurship is paperwork administration. Did I release that? Yes. Okay, so now I'm just going to check now. Where's my level of procrastination of moving forward into the entrepreneurship world? It was a 8, and now am I an 8? No. Am I a 7? Is it a 6? Is it a 5, 4, 3, 2? 2. It's a level 2 right now, Dana. Can we do more work now? Nope. Body says, nope, we're good for right now. So we're just going to leave it at level 2. I'm just going to disconnect and become Helena again. When I'm Helena, I'm Helena. Good, I'm here. Okay, so sometimes we're able to get things down to a 0 in a session. This was a super fast session. Dan and I normally work for about 25 minutes, 30 minutes, sometimes up to an hour with a client at a time. So we can do a lot of work, a lot of moving and shifting of stuff. But I'm sure that Michelle's going to be feeling the benefits of this short, quick session, and looking forward to her letting us know what she's been feeling, what is she feeling, and what changes she's noticing as she's moving towards being a self-employed entrepreneur.
Exactly. Thanks so much for that, Helena. And yes, what I always say is, have I released enough emotions at this time? Because, we can release, 5, 10, and the number's not really important, but what's important is that we're connected, we have every intention bringing about some healing for this person. How they process the emotions is entirely individual. So, Helena, I know I often suggest to people to, do whatever their body feels like doing, whether it's lying down or sometimes going outside.
I actually found that when we were doing our coaching together and you were doing the emotion code, I felt really light and energetic, and I just got stuff done.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Well, then you know that we've released that procrastination, and so that's just great. So I'm going to say hi to a few people. We love that we have our loyal follower, Natasha Paula Samuel from Rumford, Essex. She always likes to give us a weather report, and we like to get one too. So a damp Rumford, Essex. Susan Darnell is watching. Thanks, Susan. And Loretta Ann both is watching. So I don't know if Loretta has watched before or not. So thanks for watching, Loretta. And do you have any other ones on your phone, Helena? I know we get different.
Yeah, actually, that's really interesting. No, but I don't see Loretta, so my phone might
Oh,
be.
there you go.
Isn't
Yeah.
it interesting how Facebook works?
It is so interesting. All right, so that is our the Emotion Code Diva show for today. So for next week, we are looking for a viewer. We're doing for the month of June, we're doing fears and phobias. So if you have the fear of flying, we'd love for you to step up, and we will work on you. Or if you know somebody that has that fear, I know. I don't know if it was last year or early this year, we did work on someone, and I worked on her, and she had a really obsessive fear of flying. And we did the session, and we talked, and she then went on a flight, and she said she wasn't afraid. She was actually calmer. So even though these are shorter sessions, we know that they do work. Again, everything is about intention, and that is our intention to help our viewers, whatever it is they're working through. So, Helena, how can people get a hold of you?
People can get a hold of me through my website, which is flourishhypnosis.com /emotion code. I have a Facebook page called Flourish Hypnosis, as well as a YouTube channel as well. And Dana, I've actually worked on 3 people in the last year, specifically with fear of flying. One was actually at an airport, about to board her plane, and
Wow.
she messaged me, and we just did it through Facebook Messenger. It was super quick. She went all the way down to South America and back with perfect peace and calmness. And then also a lady that was in the UK that hadn't even planned a trip, but she was so fearful of even looking at booking a flight or even planning on a flight because she was so afraid of flying. After a session, she planned her flight and was off and away.
Oh, that's just great. Love to hear those stories. So, we don't know how it works. We just know that it works. I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and with great success. But, we, like anybody, if you're doing this or new to this, don't be attached to the outcome, because how things are processed is not up to us. But we do know that we do get the results. And many times I'll have 2 or 3 sessions with people. And sometimes we'll do repeat sessions just to make sure that, some emotions are much deeper than what you bring to the table with us. You might think it's one thing, but once we start the process, often we find out there are much deeper, more serious trapped emotions there. So we love to help you release those so that you can move on and feel better in your life. And that is our show for today. I'm Dana Smithers. You can find me at danasmithers.com /emotion-code. My YouTube channel is actually Empowered Women in Business. That's how I got started in this, was coaching. And when I was coaching women, I would find that they would procrastinate. They would know what they needed to do, but I thought, okay. And so with all my coaching, I've always done the coaching part, the business part, but then an emotion code session, because it works beautifully to get people moving forward and trusting in the process too. All right, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching.